Hello again and welcome back to episode 4 of my FUT Champions journey now. So we've got a bit of a recap episode to do here. So this information that you're seeing on the screen at the moment is the weekend that we missed last time out. So we finished 19 and 6 into Elite 3 on the PC. Quite a big drop off from the last time you joined us with the 24 and 1 weekend that we had. So bit of a slip here. Still on course for where we sort of want to finish for the month though, so not too bad. I'll also show you this weekend that we've just played and that we're currently in. So we've finished a little bit of an improvement this time. One win more than last weekend, 20 and 5 this time. Into Elite 2, slightly better. Still not brilliant, but it's something that we can sort of build on for this next weekend. But it's something that we're into for this current month that's quite encouraging because we're already into the Elite 3, having just this weekend. With the one more weekend to play, we only need 12 wins to actually get into Elite 1, which is something that's very, very achievable. So pretty happy with that performance for the month so far. We just need to maintain it into the final weekend. And as I'm recording this at the moment as well, if we go into the top 40, you can see myself there at number 38 now. So I'm fully expecting that we'll slip out of that, but where we're standing at the moment, pretty good. Pretty happy with where we are. So what I'm going to do, rather than going through last weekend's footage and everything, I'll just stick to this weekend. I'm not going to show all the games because that'll make this video so long. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to show a couple of the key games, and I'll sort of talk about what I want to do in this final weekend, trying to get into Elite 1 for the month. So I'll show a bit of the gameplay and we'll talk about where we go from there. So before we get into the gameplay for this weekend, this is the team that we're going to go with, making a couple of changes. Bring Emre Can into the midfield, one of the cards we got as part of our rewards for last weekend, and we also bring in Anthony Martial, who we have used as a super sub, but he gets a start this weekend. And we also, moving back into the midfield, we get Dele Alli as the player of the month version. He comes into play for Cam. So here's this first game that we come up against, Bundesliga side, very strong team. But we get a really strong start, 3-0 win straight away into the weekend. Good performance. You can see they're dominating the stats. Really, really good, strong start. This is the second game now, and Premier League team, pretty standard. Not many special cards there other than the front three and Van Arnholt, but pretty strong. But again, we force a rage quit in the first half. Absolutely dominant, all over him. Second win, 2 of 2, and we actually make a signing here, so you can see just a different team. I wanted something else. We make a massive signing there. Sergio Aguero, I think that's the Champions League Man of the Match card, 91 overall, brilliant card. And this is the third game now, so standard Premier League team, no special cards at all, but pretty strong players. You got the Martial, you got Butland, you obviously got Kante in there, which everyone does, but Mane. Little spin here, nice ball roll, and puts it past Butland, 10 minutes in. And this is the first involvement of Aguero, really, just on the stroke of half time. Nice little turn. Bit lucky that it bounced off his defender, but he puts it past Butland into the bottom corner. Beautiful little finish from Aguero. My opponent then does get one back. Sturridge on his weak foot somehow manages to creep in past De Gea, and he gives me a dab because why not? And then we get a third and wrap the game up here. Mane, scoop turn, another ball roll, wins a penalty. Referee gives it, no hesitation, and we get Aguero stepping up here, and he sends Butland the wrong way. Absolutely perfect penalty into the side netting, and puts us 3-1 up and gives us the win. So 3 wins from 3, brilliant start. But this next game, you can see he's got a couple of red monthly reward cards there, so he's obviously a decent player. He's had some decent months in the past. Down to be a tougher game. You can see he's showcasing some right trigger, left trigger, dribbling there, and he's slicing the defence open. Martial puts it past De Gea, who doesn't even move, and he's just clearly a decent opponent. We get an equaliser here though. Walker with a really nice fake shot for a right back, squares it to Aguero, and he puts it in. And this is just one of those games where we were just knocking on the door all game, trying to break him down, trying to get through, but we just couldn't. And with one throw here, throws it up to Sturridge, and my defence is just nowhere, and he's just hit me on a counter. And it's again Martial weak foot. De Gea doesn't even move. It's just one of those games. You can see the stats in a moment after the end of the game that I was just on top and I just couldn't seem to score, and it just seems to be those games. Last minute we get Aguero in and Butland makes the save, because of course he does. But you can see there, I've absolutely dominated him. He's had 3 shots on target and he scored from 2 counter-attack goals. And what I thought I'd do differently in this particular episode is just show the games which I lose. So just to see how I actually do lose games and see where I might be going wrong with things. So Aguero gives us an early lead in this game. You saw the team there and didn't need any sort of luck going against me with the players he's got, and I get this penalty given against me. Reed does go through Suarez, but it's one of those where you don't have control of the play and you don't really input anything. I haven't pressed a tackle there, and he's just gone through the back of him, and ref gives a penalty, so Ronaldo puts it in. We're back on even level terms again. That is a poor clearance, I do appreciate that, but then again I am not controlling Alonso and he just sticks a leg out and he brings down the player. It's just one of those where you just sort of shake your head at and you don't know what to do. It's my fault that I've cleared it, definitely, but it's just you just want the game to help you out a little bit sometimes with them sort of things, not stick a leg out in the box. But thankfully we get one here. This one is clear-cut penalty. There's no argument against that. He's definitely dived in at me there, and ref's given it, so we get a chance to equalise here. I think we stick. Do we stick Hazard on it? Yeah, we stick Hazard on it because he won it. Thought it was only fair. A little bit of a stutter, and he sends De Gea the wrong way. So we're back on level terms. But then we just can't seem to defend against this team. Second half, we actually take a scrappy little lead with Walker there from the corner. De Gea should have be catching that from the corner. Really, I'd be a little bit aggrieved if I concede that one. But then the quality of his players just shone through. Really, Bale plays in Suarez. Plays a ball across my box and Ronaldo just puts it in because it's Ronaldo and you can't stop that sort of players. Pjanic plays it through to Ronaldo. I don't know what I'm doing defending wise. I'm just sticking legs out. I'm panicking, and it's the carbon copy of the goal before. Bale puts it in. De Gea's helpless, and that's 4-3. That is how the game finished. 2 pretty unlucky penalty decisions, but we've been in the game. We even took the lead. It's my own fault to stop that, and it's just frustrating because I was well in that game. I should not have lost that, but that's the thing. Again, dominated possession. We've had the same amount of shots, just couldn't be clinical and couldn't defend well, and that's cost us another loss here. This next game, look at that team. That is stacked. That team is absolutely brilliant. The red cards again. You've got the pace up front. You've got a really solid midfield. Much closer this game though. Much tighter affair. He brings on Sterling. I assume it's the player of the month card, as a super sub right at the end of the game. He plays in Eriksen and he smashes it past De Gea. The last 5 minutes, it's a dagger in the heart. It's awful to concede late in a game, and especially when I felt like I was on top of this game. You can see here I had more shots, I had more possession, but I just couldn't put away my chances. Didn't create enough clear-cut things like he's just created right at the end of the game, and it's another loss. So we've got to take that on the head. Pretty similar team to what I'm running actually. He's got the man of the match Son up front, which I haven't used, but I've heard good things about. And this game looks like we're going to be running away with it. Within half an hour, we're 3-1 up. We're absolutely dominating on all fronts. And then we get some absolute madness in the defence. Martial, right on half time. To be fair, absolutely does my defence. Couldn't defend that at all. But then this, you don't want at all. Gomez plays in Mane then, and Alonso stuck a leg out for some unknown reason. He's just about to collect that ball and mop it up, and we'll go again with it. And he just sticks a leg out, and I've not pressed anything again. And here's Smalling. I've pressed to head it out. You saw the power bar fill up, and he just doesn't clear it. He chests it down instead, and Arnautovic gets the winner in the end. So this is just going to sound like I'm moaning at the game, which I am, because sometimes you just want a little bit of help, and you want sort of the button delay to not be such a factor in the game. But and it does cost you games. It's frustrating, but that's the way it is. I know, again, I didn't create enough. He played a lot better than me. He probably deserved the win overall. But it's just frustrating when seemingly the big decisions and the big things in game that sort of decide the games are these little incidences. We're still looking good for the week though. This is actually the last game of the weekend. We turned the form around. Big 4-1 win, and we are 20-5 for the weekend. As when we finish the games, you can see there we're in the top 40 for things, and we actually achieve Elite 2 with that 20th win, so not too bad. Okay, so the losses that we got from the last weekend has got me thinking a little bit. How can we be a bit more solid at the back and maybe invite a bit more pressure onto us so we don't get hit as often on the counter? And this is what we're going to go for. We've changed from the 4-3-2-1 to the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. I've used this formation before. I've had really good results in the past with a Calcio A team, which I've since sold. But this is what we're going to try and transfer to the Premier League outfit. I think it suits the Premier League outfit a little bit better actually, because we've got the presence in the midfield. We've got Emre Can, we've got Kante and Pogba. Really good physical players, really good all-round cards, and then the front three we've got a new purchase again, which is the third informed Christian Eriksen. You can see the record there I've already got with him. The 5 games playing at the 4 goals already, pretty promising start for this card here. And we've got the Harry Kane, the player of the month, and the Aguero that we bought previously in this episode for last weekend. He keeps his spot, and I'm pretty happy with how that looks on paper. And we're going to try and invite a little bit more pressure onto us. Hopefully not get as exposed on the counter attack, and just see what happens with it. I played with a couple of games with it because obviously Eriksen's had a few there, had some decent success, but there's nothing like a FUT Champions weekend, is there? So we'll see how we get on. This is going to be the end of this episode, so thanks very much for watching again. I do apologise that it's a bit of a crammed episode, trying to fit a load of things in from 2 weekends prior, and obviously this weekend just gone. But thanks again for watching. We'll try to get this coming weekend out as soon as possible, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I was going to end that episode there, but I've just come back into the menu and you actually see there the FUT Champions weekend rewards are now ready to be claimed. So I'm going to include the rewards at the end of this episode as well. So this is the first time that I've opened rewards, and this is going to be a live reaction as well. So let's have a look at the team of the week here. This team of the week is brilliant. We've got the Ronaldo, the left wing 97 card, the Neymar there, the hero Podolski. We haven't got anything that's going to sort of impact the team that we use as such, but if we get any one of those big cards, then we can use those funds, or we can potentially mix up the team we actually do use. So if we get any of the big ones, we're going to be absolutely ecstatic here. So let's just recap what we did get for FUT Champions rewards. So we didn't quite finish in the top 40 obviously for the weekend, so Elite 2 is what we get, and we get the 1 premium team of the week pack, 2 rare players packs, that's the 50k packs, and 75,000 coins, which is pretty good, and pretty good considering we've only lost to 5 games from the last weekend. So let's have a look here. So what should we do first of all? Let's open the 2 50k packs because it's lined up nicely for us there. So let's have a look at what we get here. It's not going to be a walkout, there's no delay or anything like that. Relatively big flare, let's have a look. It's top rack, isn't it? Yeah, it's top rack. So 84s, hopefully with FUT Birthday coming up, the 84s are going to be really valuable. We've got a few 84s there, so all duplicates, but nothing really game changing there at all. And we'll send them to the trade pile. They'll hopefully have a little bit more value than at the moment over FUT Birthday, so we'll send those all there. Sorry I caught you, mate, you're getting quick sold. So that's the 150k back. Pretty good. Pretty happy with that. Into the second one now. Again, no walkout, no delay. Big flare though. That's got to be an 84 overall. Chris Smalling, that's pretty good. Happy with that. So that's a really good pull there. He must have a bit of value. Obviously a duplicate, we use him already. Other than that, nothing much. Van Aanholt might go for a bit, so we'll stick him up. He's probably goes for a bit. The rest we can probably quick sell there. Well, we'll send them all to the club. Never know when you might need them. Smalling will definitely send to the trade pile. And those two will quick sell. Now for the big one then. So we've got the premium team of the week back. We've only got the 3 chances for something good though. So probably not going to get anything decent here. But let's open it up, see what we get. It's not a walkout, so we haven't got Ronaldo or Neymar. But obviously huge flares. That is really good. Piszczek is second in form. That is massive. That is a great pull from just the free. And Schürrle as well. So we get the strong links for themselves there. Carlos Vela is a pretty strong card for the league as well. But for just to considering we get the free cards there, that is absolutely sensational for pulls there. So let's just have a look at the values that we've got here. Wow, max price 300k. That's that's big for Piszczek. So pretty good there. 150k card. Obviously everyone's opened their rewards, I'd imagine, so there's going to be quite a few of them on the market already, and this team of the week's obviously been out for a couple of days now, so that's pretty good. Schürrle probably less than that, I'd imagine. Yeah, slightly less than that, but still pretty good. He'll probably settle around 60k, so I'm pretty happy with that. So we might keep those all in the club. We'll see if we sell those on or just use them for squad building challenges at some point. But now this is the proper end of the video, so we've opened the rewards now. We've got those squeezed in right at the end of things. So thanks very much for watching. We'll see you for the next episode.